I handed him the gun out the backseat of the car.
16-year-old Charleston White took the stand and testified against his friend, Antoine Doolittle, who sat just a few feet from him and listened intently.
We saw the Snitch video, so everybody saw it. It's been on the news before. Just because you saw it, you still broke. It don't change nothing. You still broke. I'm still rich. I'm still getting booked. It don't change nothing.
50 Cent never bites his tongue, especially when the streets are buzzing with drama. This time, his sights are locked on Charleston White, and the situation's spinning out of control fast. An old clip just resurfaced online, and fans are losing it. The video shows a young Charleston up on the stand, testifying against his own homie, and people can't stop replaying it. In that courtroom moment, he didn't just drop names. He straight up flipped on his entire crew. This wasn't some little beef or street argument either. His words had real consequences that changed lives. Now 50's sliding right into the fire with zero fear. You know how he does. Always ready to stir things up.
Everybody's seen it before you seen it. It used to be on the news. I keep telling y'all, I made the news before. All what y'all doing, people already.
But this time, he's calling Charleston out directly, and the tension's through the roof. The clip's spreading everywhere, people debating, reacting, exposing receipts. Charleston's past move got the whole internet pointing fingers, saying he broke the code. And just when it looked like 50 was clowning for entertainment, things took a darker twist. Whatever started as simple trolling now feels personal. And both of them are ready to make this ugly real fast. The internet's watching every move, waiting to see who snaps first. Charleston straight up told the world that Antoine Doolittle pulled out the piece and took Michael down right there on the spot. No pause, no mercy. It all went down back in 1991, and this story still shocks people decades later. But here's the thing. Charleston wasn't some random bystander caught in the mix. Nah, he was right there in the middle of it all. When the heat came, instead of keeping quiet, he marched into court and spilled everything about his own friend. No hesitation, no loyalty, just full confession. He even shared what they said right after it happened, like he was reliving the whole moment without a drop of guilt. And here's where it gets even crazier. Charleston was the one who gave Doolittle the weapon before the chaos even started. Let that sink in. Sure, Doolittle might have been the one who pulled the trigger, but Charleston wasn't innocent in this mess. He played a major part, then later had the audacity to laugh about it like it was all some dark joke. But this wasn't no movie scene or street legend. This was real life with real pain.
Doolittle is accused of down 34-year-old Michael Levy of Irving. Levy attempted to stop Doolittle, White, and two other teenagers accused of shoplifting 3 sports jackets and a baseball cap from an Arlington mall in September of 19.
Michael Levy lost his life that day, and his wife's heart was shattered into pieces. They'd only been married 4 days. 4 days of happiness before her entire world crashed. And through all that pain, Charleston still sat there, pointing fingers, acting like he wasn't part of it at all. Charleston didn't just testify, he went all in and turned on 3 of his own friends. That courtroom moment wasn't just a headline. It was the day he sealed everyone's fate for good. When the verdict came down, Charleston got slapped with a 12-year sentence for his part in all that madness. But here's where it gets wild. Somehow, he still came out cleaner than the rest. Once he served his time, his record got completely sealed. Gone, erased like it never existed. No paper trail, no public file, just a clean slate. It was like he hit a reset button on his whole life while the rest of his crew stayed trapped in the system, paying full price with no chance of escape. That move had people side-eyeing him heavy, wondering how someone could walk away so untouched. So when that old courtroom clip resurfaced, the internet exploded. The moment it hit social media, it was like lighting a match in a room full of gas. Chaos everywhere. Timelines flooded, comments flying, everyone calling him a snitch and dragging his name through the dirt.
This is to say, Levy pounded on their windshield until the teens threw the jackets out the car window. Then Doolittle supposedly shot him in the back as Levy walked.
The video spread across every platform, and Charleston instantly became the internet's favorite villain. But did he care? Not even a little. He jumped online laughing, making jokes, talking slick like it was nothing. No guilt, no stress, just pure confidence. He even told fans he might flip the whole scandal into comedy material for his stand-up shows. Through all the noise, Charleston made one thing clear. He did what he had to do, and he's sleeping just fine at night. I ain't friends with nobody. That's exactly what Charleston said, standing bold and unapologetic about his choices. He swears if he had to live that moment again, he'd make the same move. No hesitation, no regrets. See? Charleston's been crystal clear about where he stands. He's not about that street code, and he's done with that so-called silent loyalty life. He's on a whole different wave now, trying to flip the game and shift the mindset, even if it means turning his back on the same streets that raised him. He made it clear as daylight. He's never sitting behind bars for anyone, no matter who they are.
Which was a Caucasian man by the name of Michael Levy. I was sentenced to 12 years under Texas juvenile determined sentencing law. My 3 co-defendants, all of them was tried as adults. They were 15 and older. I was 14. So I went into a boys' home that was co-ed with boys and girls. So I spent my entire teenage life from 14 to 21 in the boys' home. When I got out at 21, my record was sealed. So there's no record of me ever being in.
That old school rule of loyalty over life? Charleston doesn't buy into it anymore. In his eyes, loyalty doesn't mean throwing away your future for somebody who wouldn't do the same for you. And in one explosive interview, he dropped the line that broke the internet. He said, "We all criminals and crooks," but then switched it up fast, shouting, "Oh, I'm the one that put the feds on. I'm a citizen now. I'm a police ninja." And he meant every word. Charleston said it with a grin, chest out. Full confidence. He bragged about having a job, voting, paying taxes, even laughed, saying he's always the last one to drop his ballot off on election day. "You damn right, I'm a police ninja," he said loud and proud. "I'm grown, I'm 40, I'm not sitting in jail at 50 for nothing." And you could tell he meant every single word that came out his mouth. Charleston's not out here pretending to be something he's not. He's brutally honest about his code. He straight up said he'd snitch on anybody if it means staying out of a cell. That's the rule he lives by, and he's not breaking it for no one. Now here's where things get wild. Rumors are flying that Charleston might be the reason Brick Baby got picked up by the feds. Most people would have kept their mouth shut or denied it quick, but not Charleston. He jumped online and bragged about it like it was just another regular day.
Video. So everybody saw it. It's been on the news before. Just 'cause you saw it, you still broke. It don't change nothing. You still broke. I'm still.
So here's how it all popped off. Brick Baby filmed a crazy video down in Houston, flexing fat stacks of cash, talking reckless, and even throwing shade Charleston's way. He went as far as tossing out a threat about putting a hit on him. But Charleston wasn't letting that slide, not even for a second. The moment that video hit the internet, Charleston said he picked up the phone and called the feds himself. "You still tough? I'm still ready," he said, claiming he's got direct lines to law enforcement and knows exactly who to reach when things start getting serious. And just when people thought that was the end of it, boom! Another rumor drops. Word on the street is Charleston might have even called the cops on Boozy too. Yeah, last year whispers started floating around after Boozy allegedly threatened a Memphis promoter who had Charleston booked for an event. If that's true, Charleston didn't just snitch once. He's building a whole reputation for being the loudest caller in the game. Charleston never flat out confirmed if he made that call, but once social media caught wind of the rumor, it blew up instantly. The internet went wild, dragging his name through every post, every comment section. Fans didn't hesitate to tag him as a rat all over again, but Charleston didn't even blink. He's been shouting it from day one. He's not living by that old school street code anymore.
I hope it is. I want to snitch. I want to snitch. I want to tell. Whatever they call telling, snitching, I want to do it. And I want to make it cool. I don't recommend doing 20 years for nobody. I don't recommend doing a life sentence for nobody. It's no honor amongst thieves. So why do I have to be honorable amongst thieves? Why? We all criminals and
In his mind, the only code that matters now is survival. He's focused on protecting himself and moving however he wants. No rules, no loyalty to the streets. But the internet? They're not letting him off that easy this time. People are calling him out heavy, saying all his "I'm not a rat" talk is pure cap. Receipts are popping up everywhere. Old clips, interviews, and wild quotes being used against him, painting him like a walking contradiction. But Charleston? He stays ready with a clapback every single time. He swears he's not your average rat, claiming everything he does has a purpose behind it. According to him, it's not about fame, money, or revenge. It's about making a statement. He says he refuses to wear that label because in his eyes, he's moving with purpose and principle, not pettiness. "Gonna be rich and frank," he said confidently, standing on it like gospel. So what's really fueling all this so-called snitching? Charleston claims it's bigger than beef. He's on a mission to flip the streets, to make people think different, and to show that survival doesn't always mean silence. And here's the wildest twist. Charleston's actually backing it up with real action. After finishing his time, he came home with a whole new mindset, ready to move different. This time, he jumped straight into work that actually mattered, trying to leave a mark that couldn't be erased. He's been pulling up at schools, juvenile centers, and community spots, sitting down with young people face to face, breaking down his story raw and unfiltered. He lays out the chaos, the pain, the bad decisions, all of it, so they don't make the same mistakes he did.
Don't put your mother ass in jail. I'm a boy, you making threats to the promoter? I got a recorded phone conversation with witnesses on the phone saying the promoter is scared for his life, that he got to live in Baton Rouge, that Boosie go send them people to get you. He said he can't have the show because Boosie goes, I said, nigga, I just hired the police. The promoter scary ass. Nigga, yeah, nigga, Boosie is a hoe. And I bet he don't.
But Charleston didn't stop at just giving speeches. He turned his words into a real mission. He helped launch a whole program called HYPE, focused on mentoring teens walking that dangerous line between street life and destruction. He's pushing them towards something better, giving them direction, hope, and a shot at a future that doesn't end behind bars or worse. And here's where it gets even crazier. Charleston's been talking about starting what he calls a snitching program, a system to help teens safely escape toxic street situations before it's too late. Yeah, it sounds wild, but he swears it's about saving lives, not exposing them. Still, not everyone's buying it. Plenty of folks say they can't respect his methods no matter how good his message sounds. Some call it fake reform. Others call it genius. Charleston knows his name keeps people talking, and honestly, he doesn't mind the noise. But one person who definitely isn't rocking with him is G.I. the Kid. G.I. didn't hold back either. He hopped on X, Twitter, and snapped, posting, "Can't beef with no dude," and that was just the start of his fiery rant. That's been ratting since the 90s. He a throwback rat.
Black kids don't have no protection. You don't even have nobody standing in the gap for them and God. They just on their own.
Finding their way out here.
Homie, listen. They have to go to jail and they have to die because it ain't nothing God can do with them. Why you think it's so many young people dying today? We ain't never seen this before. We ain't never seen young. They have to because it ain't nothing God can do with these hearts of young people because of the fruit that they come from. The seed in the...
That line from G.I. hit like a gut punch. Straight up old school venom that had the internet buzzing instantly. Ever since that shot got fired, the tension between him and Charleston has been heating up non-stop. And of course, Charleston wasn't the type to stay quiet, not for a second. He clapped back on Instagram, posting, "I see G.I. the King got smoke in his chest," right after G.I. reportedly slid into his DMs calling him a rat. But then Charleston took things to a whole different level, way past what anyone expected, crossing a line that had everybody talking. He posted a chilling message that read, "May his son rest in peace, and the slayer be forgiven by God and live a long life of redemption. Remember how your son died?" That single post sent shockwaves through the internet. People couldn't believe what they were seeing. And what made it even crazier? The post came directly from Charleston's verified author profile, the same one tied to his children's book, I Am Woke Seed. It wasn't some throwaway comment. It was a full-on statement dripping with emotion, anger, and spite. But Charleston wasn't finished. Not even close. He followed that up with a cold-blooded video and an icy caption that said, "You still talking street after they unalived Junior? I'm disappointed in you, sir." That's when everything spiraled completely out of control. In that clip, Charleston crossed every boundary imaginable, mocking G1's tragic loss with zero restraint, zero compassion. He said, "You got a gone son and you're talking about snitching?" The internet erupted. Fans, critics, and even other creators called it one of the coldest, most heartless moments they'd ever seen online. Pow! That dude shot your son in the head! Pow! Young G, I got hit! Those were Charleston's words, and they dropped like a bomb online. The clip was raw, harsh, and completely shocking, leaving people frozen in disbelief. Just when everyone thought it couldn't get worse, Charleston twisted the knife even deeper by mocking G.I. and Wallow, pretending to cry and shout, "Oh, my son got ended!" It was cold, heartless, and downright brutal. Social media went wild. Nobody could believe Charleston had actually gone that far. The anger in his tone was real, but instead of pulling back, he pushed the line even further. He snapped and shouted, "You was crying! Now you talking about snitching? You right. I'm a law-abiding citizen. That's why your son got unalived." He said it loud, clear, and without an ounce of remorse. No filter, no chill, just pure fury spilling out for the whole world to see. And the craziest part? All of this started because I called him a rat. That one word lit something inside Charleston that exploded into a full-blown meltdown. He tries to act like he's unbothered, like none of the hate gets to him. But the way he lost control told a different story. It got under his skin bad. And while the drama kept spiraling, you know who was watching it all go down? 50 Cent, sitting back, probably with that trademark smirk, watching the chaos unfold. Because one thing about 50, he never lets a snitch story slide quietly, and this one's got his full attention.
All the same. Sit your down. Some of these little ain't never had a hug from Big Mama. They grandmama said, I'm too young to be a goddamn grandmama. Call me mama. Don't call me grandmama. Grandmama don't even want to be young. Don't even want to be called grandmama.
Not real.
So you can't just go up and lay your head on the chip. Boy, what the f you want? Why I'm ticket you got kid? I'll be happy your mama come get you. They being rejected like straight off. Get away from her. Get. No.
50 Cent's been calling people out left and right for years. He never holds back. If he's got something to say, he's saying it loud. Just look at how he's been going at Big Meech lately. 50's been dragging him hard, accusing him of ratting, clowning him nonstop, and posting wild shots all over social media. No mercy, no filter, no hesitation, just pure 50 energy in full effect. And with 50 trending everywhere again, you already know Charleston White couldn't resist jumping straight into the chaos. He pulled up to the Danza Project and wasted zero time dropping his thoughts on the situation. When asked about the beef between 50 Cent and Big Meech, Charleston said straight up, "It made no sense at all." According to him, the two aren't even on the same playing field. Charleston made it crystal clear. 50's got the upper hand in every possible way. In his words, this wasn't a beef. It was straight up bullying. He even said it out loud for everyone to hear, calling 50 a bully to his face. That's bold energy. Charleston really doesn't care who's watching. But here's where it gets even wilder. When people expected 50 to snap back with one of his classic savage responses, he didn't. No clapback, no trolling spree, no disrespect. Instead, 50 shocked everyone by keeping it cool, calm, collected, and business-minded. He posted a simple promo for his upcoming show on Instagram with the caption, "Yes, Charleston White is correct."
Yes, Charleston White is correct. I'm a rapper, not a drug dealer. Be sure to catch my new show, 50 Cent, 50 Ways.
I'm a rapper, not an actor. Be sure to catch my new short, 50 Cent, 50 Ways to Catch. Smooth move, no drama, no heat, just boss-level control, while the whole internet watched in disbelief. And honestly, for once, It kind of looked like 50 actually agreed with Charleston's take. There was no wild back and forth, no messy clapbacks, no digital war zone, just quiet. Shocking, right? Looks like Charleston might have dodged a bullet this time. But don't get too comfortable. When it comes to 50 Cent, peace never lasts long. Charleston's still out here doing what he does best, stirring the pot, sparking drama, and keeping the internet on edge. He's built his whole name on chaos, and he's not slowing down anytime soon. The streets are watching him heavy right now. Every post, every live, every quote gets dissected in real time. People either love him or can't stand him, but one thing's for sure, they're all paying attention. And even though Charleston says he's on a mission to change the culture and wake folks up, that doesn't mean he's calming down. Not even close. He's still loud, wild, and fully unapologetic. The same Charleston that keeps timelines shaking and comment sections on fire. But what do you think? Is Charleston White really trying to flip the game for something good? Or is this just another masterclass in chasing clout and controversy? Drop your thoughts below. We want to hear it all. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another wild drop. Big stories, raw drama, and even crazier twists are coming soon. Catch you in the next one.